Welcome, my name's Chloe Cousins and I am very honoured to be able to share with you this month's October 2023 Ascension update. So let's dive straight in. First thing to say, and probably the biggest aspect of this month, is the eclipses. And these really are destiny accelerators. And it's very, very powerful this month because we are ending a whole eclipse series, which is the eclipse series on the Taurus node. And that is the full moon, I believe, on the 28th of October. And we are just beginning, the first eclipse series started this April, which is the Libra Aries axis, and this will be the second one in that axis. Solar eclipse on the 14th of October. So eclipses always occur over the new moon or full moon. They are literally destiny accelerators. They really help to speed things up when it comes to our purpose and our destiny. And often when something shifts and gives way during an eclipse, it generally is meant to be, even if at that particular point in time it doesn't feel like it, right? And that's why we kind of call them destiny accelerators, is because they speed things up where normally we may be just holding back. You know, like you may be feeling called to do stuff, you may be feeling called to change things in your life, but as we know, often with change, it can feel, it pushes out of our comfort zone. Let's put it that way. So often for a lot of us, we kind of need a little push. And this is what these destiny accelerators do. This is what these eclipses support us to do. So let's just dive in a little bit deeper into these two eclipses. And then let's have a look at the energies that are surrounding this. So the way that I work with these Ascension updates is that I work with the tarot and oracle cards, and also astrology, and also my own inner channelings, what's coming through for me, to build up a picture for us all. My intention is to share what's coming through, to give you the heads up so that you can have more awareness on some of the energies that may be impacting you, and so that you can go with the flow. Make decisions through your higher consciousness, make decisions through your higher self, by just understanding a little bit more of the energetics that are taking place. My suggestion, as always, is to take what resonates for you and work with that. If something doesn't resonate for you, then just let it go. So let's have a look at these two eclipses first of all. So first one is next week on the 14th of October. It is a ring of fire solar eclipse. It's specifically impacting the US, and often where the eclipses can be seen often means that it's more impactful in those regions. So with this solar eclipse, it's on that Libra Aries axis, a lot around power, a lot around new beginnings, a lot around self-confidence, a lot around trying to balance things out, maybe not being so much the people pleaser, standing in your own truth, in your own sovereignty. And this eclipse eclipse is the second of a series which is going to take us all the way through till 2024, but have more impact even going on beyond that. First started April just been that we had this year. And so the themes that were playing out for you in April, see if you've got similar themes that are playing out for you leading up to this solar eclipse. This is a very, very powerful time for a reset and for your spiritual ascension process, for your own mastery. And I'm going to explain and go a little bit deeper into that in a moment. But everything that's being pulled up right now, because we're in the eclipse portal right now, is in support of you shifting your lower I am so that you can get to the core of who you truly are. And that, I feel, is probably one of the most important aspects to kind of hold in your awareness as we go through these next 2-3 weeks, to support you with those ups and downs and anything that can play out on an external or on an internal level for you. The second eclipse is a lunar eclipse on the 28th. That's in that Taurus axis, and it is the last one of a huge series that we had, I believe, from 2021. And the key themes around this whole eclipse series that we've had is all around value, what you value, what's important to you, issues around self-worth, issues around finances and money, issues around creating your foundation, creating a solid foundation on your true beliefs and values. And so this is the final one in that series. So this lunar eclipse, I feel, is going to be super big. I feel it's probably going to trigger quite a lot of changes, both on a collective level, planetary wise. We're probably going to see quite a lot of reveal coming up, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, and sudden changes, I feel, probably around governments and around the financial system. So what that means is that there's going to be quite a lot of us that will become impacted by those outer changes, which is then going to stimulate within us a deeper connection to what it is we truly value, like what's really important to us. It's going to help us gain a lot more clarity on that, so that we can then put our energy, our resources, our time into those things that really are the most important to us. And sometimes we have those external triggers to enable us to gain more clarity around that. So it really is, I feel, this month a mass awakening that is going to happen through the outer triggers that may come up through all of that. So this leads me on to the second aspect, which is around sudden changes and shifts which create crossroads for us. So as these changes come in, however they play out, whether, as I said, it could be like on a collective level or within your own life personally, it's going to create crossroads for us. And that means choices. There's going to be choice points. And at those crossroads, this is where a lot of that spiritual mastery is going to come in, to do with the choices that you're making. So what I mean by that is, you're at that crossroads. What choices are you going to, which paths are you going to go down? Are you going to take that path that is being guided through your higher consciousness, through your intuition and through your higher self? Or are you going to be guided via your lower self? Are you going to be guided through like it's your fear and your ego, and you know, are you going to be guided by that and then make decisions and choices through that? Or are you going to be guided via your higher self and take that path of your higher self, even though it may feel uncomfortable? It's taking you out of your comfort zone. You could be making you feel scared, anxious, stressed, but your higher self, that's where your higher self is guiding you. So this really is like a cosmic up-leveling that is occurring for all of us through this month. And it really demands of us our spiritual mastery in being able to navigate that whole process. And I do feel that those of us that have been really working with our connection to our higher self and our connection more to our intuition, and building up those internal muscles within ourselves, is going to really support us when you know, as we navigate this month. I mean, this whole year, to be quite honest, has been super intense and been very fast paced, and there's been a lot of changes that have been coming up, and our ability to navigate those changes really needs to be linked to our ability to stay in higher consciousness and to go with the flow with what we're being guided to do, the action that we're being guided to take in all of that. So it's that feeling almost of a higher calling. Are you listening, first of all, to that higher calling? Are you taking guidance on that higher calling? And are you following through with your actions, and also those shifts of identity that need to take place so that you can become that higher aspect of yourself as well through all of that? The third theme around that is the revealing of one's true nature. So there is this big aspect I feel coming through of a revealing, of like a stripping back, and it's almost like the feeling of the emperor's new clothes, right? And as the changes play out throughout this month and into next, we're going to be able to see things that we didn't see before. Now, those things could be on an external level in terms of the collective, in terms of those people in positions of power, in terms of what's going on with the monetary system and the financial system, in terms of what's going on with businesses and institutions and organizations. So like on that collective level. But it could also be simultaneously also revealing what's coming up for you in terms of the layers of protection that you've had to keep yourself feel safe, but at the same time it's blocking you from that deeper connection with the universe and that deeper connection to spirit. So there's that feeling of of a revealing going on, and seeing a higher truth, a deeper truth to what's going on, and through that supporting yourself to hold your light, stay detached, stay unconditional, but at the same time not surrogating others, not surrogating yourself, and being able to hold yourself in your sense of authority, inner truth, and sovereignty. I think that's really, really, and that has been a theme, hasn't it, for the last few years, but it's just going to get more and more heightened. I feel especially in relationship to those people and institutions in a position of power, and also financial stuff playing out, because at the end of the day, we are sovereign beings. So, and this leads me on to my next theme, which is freeing up your power. So whilst we've been in that kind of 3D matrix, there's been so much giving away of power, because we've never understood the level to which we have been giving our power away. And so as things start to reveal themselves and we start to see things in a new light, things that we didn't know before, things are being revealed, you again have those choice points. Like, are you going to carry on giving your power away and putting your time, your energy, and giving your resources to people or to organizations when things are being revealed that's not in alignment with your values? Are you going to stand up for yourself, for your own sovereignty and for your own inner truth, and not give your power away by playing the victim? Because remember, ultimately, each one of us, we are co-creators. So a lot of the time, when we're starting to see things being played out on that world level, once you see it, you cannot not see it anymore, right? And so then it becomes a question, well, am I going to then stay in victim around this? Am I going to play the victim, or am I going to co-create my own reality? And am I going to hold in my truth that actually I am the power, I am that connection to spirit, I have that connection to source, and through that I co-create. And that in itself is a huge journey, and we are all at different levels of that journey as well within that. So it really is about following your intuition, following your passion, not getting distracted, because there's a lot of distractions out there, and sometimes it's easy to get caught up in all and getting entangled, like there's that quantum entanglement that can happen if you're not careful, where you're too pulled by outside influences that in a way are robbing you of your own internal power and your energy. You're much better off focusing on what it is you're wishing to co-create, not being a victim to the outside situations, standing in your truth, standing in your sovereignty, and then taking action, even though it can make you feel uncomfortable and take you outside of your comfort zone, taking action so that you can refine your skills, so that you can clear your ego and perceptions that you hold around your ability to hold your power, and take that journey of personal empowerment through that. So I do feel everything that's going to be playing out right now is in support of that. So if anything is falling away suddenly over this eclipse portal, and you're getting triggered and there's situations that are turning up for you, I feel, just know that often when it's over an eclipse, it's kind of just meant to be, even if it feels very uncomfortable. And again, look at it as an acceleration, destiny accelerator. Basically, it's an acceleration of your spiritual ascension mastery. And it you know, a lot of stuff needs to be revealed. A lot of things need to fall away so that we can really truly see how we feel and our consciousness is around certain things, and also how we can understand what's been really going on that 3D level in the matrix, so that it can be revealed, it can be seen, and then we can clear it up. Can't clear things up if you cannot see it, and that means seeing stuff for yourself, what's going on for yourself, or seeing what's going on an outside level, and then pulling in back your power and letting go of any attachments that you may have had through perceptions that you've held in all of that. And then that brings me on to the last theme, which is the clearing of your lower I am, so that you can amplify your connection to your higher consciousness and your intuition and your highest self. So really, this whole next month, next 2 months, as everything plays out, is in support of you being able to navigate what's going on by really connecting more into your intuition, trusting your intuition, taking those jumps when you're feeling the call, or maybe when you're being pushed a little bit in that. And I understand it can be a bit tricky, that process, because often we're kind of told, like when it's your highest self, it all feels good and, whatever. But actually, not necessarily. Generally, I find when it's your highest self, you'll get like, oh yeah, that feels right. But then very often, depending on how triggery it is, like literally within seconds, your ego can come up and go, whoa, no, that's not quite right. It feels too hard. It doesn't feel right. But that's probably because you're being triggered straight away and the fear is coming up. So it's like, how do you navigate that, right? How do you know it's because you're actually being called to step out of your comfort zone? And yes, it feels uncomfortable. Yes, you're pulling up a lot of stress, a lot of fear. Or how do you know when it's actually no, it's just not meant to be? And so there's a lot of confusion around that. And I just feel as a society as a whole, especially in that 3D matrix, we've been so conditioned to follow our rational brain, and not our heart and our intuition. Your heart and intuition are two different things. But to fully access your intuition, you need to go deeper into your heart. But when you are fully following your intuition, you probably will be feeling uncomfortable at times because it's taking you out of your comfort zone. So this is one of the reasons why a couple of weeks ago, I got really guided to do a 21-day challenge called the Divine Oracle Codes Challenge, to really support everybody for 21 days to amplify our intuition. Wherever you are in your ability to connect to your intuition, to trust your intuition and take action on your intuition, and also to open up your psyche. And it's really interesting because I first did this challenge in April, just gone, and that was when that first set of eclipses was on that Libra Aries. And again, I felt guided to to redo that challenge again. This time I'm actually doing it inside my Temple Activate membership. And that way we can really pull on, I have about 60 different activations in there, about 20 odd different sacred site activations in there. And then we'll be able to really pull on all of those resources in the 21 days. So I'm actually starting this challenge on the Friday the 13th of October, which I thought was a beautiful, beautiful time. Friday the 13th is such a divine feminine frequency energy. So I'll be doing a live to kick that all off, but there'll always be a replay. I'm doing everything inside our private app. And every single day you'll receive like a little 10-15 minute mini teaching from me, or sharing wisdom codes, and also giving you some meditations, some activations. And then what we found last time in April, there was such an amazing vortex of energy that was created. Some people had some incredible, profound insights and shifts that they've been trying to anchor for like years, or even not, like throughout the whole of this lifetime, actually anchored it in that vortex for those 21 days. So it was absolutely amazing and so supportive for everybody. So much magic and synchronicity playing out. So excited to be facilitating that. The next day is then that Ring of Fire solar eclipse. And because you'd be inside Temple Activate, I will actually be doing a live call. You'll be receiving a whole new activation and running energy and all sorts of magic going on. It will then run for 21 days, which will take us to the second eclipse, where I'll be doing a purification ceremony as well, my sacred circle of fire. So I feel it's going to be so supportive to really navigate this huge portal of change. I feel there's going to be lots of change that's going to come through all of this. So I feel being in this sacred portal for 21 days with me connecting in every single day with the group, all working together. It's like we're all rising together to really step up onto our next level. For most of us, I feel that's that next level as maybe a spiritual teacher, as a wisdom code sharer, as a new earth leader, as a creative in some way, as a healer, but somewhere where you're taking that next step of leadership. That's really came through very strongly in the cards for this month, this idea of being able to co-create this next step of your reality, but standing more in your power. And a big aspect to that is to do with your intuition and connecting to it, understanding it, being able to decipher it, and then actually taking action on it. So I'm really excited to be able to facilitate that. As I said, starting next Friday. I've already set up the space in there, so you can already go in if you join right away now and start preparing, because we were already in this eclipse portal. So if you would like to join us, I think we've already got over 100 people joining us, so already that's super exciting. But if you'd like to join us, if you're already a Temple Activate member, it's free for you. Just in your dashboard, just register so you can get into the space inside Circle. If you are not a Temple Activate member and you would like to join us, then it would be such an honor to support you and to work with you over this period. just DM me or email my team and we will send you the link. Lots of love. Take care. Bye.